Shh.
We're going to take you to Whitewall High School. It's a comprehensive school somewhere in England. We're expecting a new teacher to arrive.
There's 1,500 kids at Whitewall, and it's a special priority area, which means it's got its fair share of problems.
All we want you to do is use your imagination, because there's only 3 of us, and we all have to play different characters.
And narrators.
And narrators.
So you have to concentrate.
Oh yeah, you'll have to concentrate.
Title?
Oh shit, yeah. And it's called Teachers.
Morning! Morning!
Morning!
Morning!
Morning!
You're right!
Stop running, Simon Patterson!
Morning, Ted!
Morning, Roy!
Morning, Mr. Boss.
Morning, Mrs. Parry!
Good morning!
You are chewing girl! Spit it out! Oh no, not into her hair! Into a bin! Oh!
I don't call that a straight line. Do you, Claire Dickinson? No, neither do I.
I know that was the bell, Simon Patterson. The bell is a sign for me to move and not for anyone else.
Hey, I'm Jeff Nixon, and I'm the new drama teacher. I'm looking for Mrs. Parry's office.
Up the stairs in the last part of school. First left.
Oh, he don't look much like a teacher. He looks more like someone who's come to mend the drains.
I knew at my interview that Whitewall had a bad reputation and no drama facilities. But like a sheriff with a brand new degree pinned to my chest, I bounded up to Mrs. Parry's office. She was busy with Mr. Brasford, the deputy head.
I don't believe you're doing this.
I'm willing to dash and do what I like.
All the work I put in, you turn around and tell me that I'm not Coco Great. It's the bloody liberty.
Mr. Basford, I'm sorry, but there's simply nothing else to say. I need a younger person. I'm sure you have a great deal of fun in the chorus.
In the chorus, I wouldn't be seen dead in the chorus.
Is that or nothing? Good day, I have another appointment. Mrs. Parry, or should I say Cordelia Parry, B-A-M-E-D, was a huge, attractive woman who carried herself very well but had an awful dress sense and would often mix pink with yellow. She was of a large frame with a voice to match. Mr. Nixon, Jeff Nixon,
That's right.
nice to see you again. Coffee?
Please. Mrs. Parry's office was a cavern of theatre posters. She clearly had more than a passing interest.
Here you go. Drama. Bare boards and a passion. Wonderful. Here's my all-male production of the Trojan Women, and here's me as Ophelia.
Behind her head was a photo of a much lighter Mrs. Parry in an amateur production of Hamlet.
I'm doing the Mikado in the springtime, Mr. Nixon.
Oh, I knew exactly what she meant.
I'm looking for Coco.
It must be difficult.
Mr. Barsford normally takes the lead in our local GNS productions. I'm afraid he was rather tiresome in last year's production of The Pirates. I'm looking for new blood. Well, that's given you something to think about, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
And so to business, Mr. Nixon.
The meeting went on for another 20 minutes, but I think I got the message. Keep an eye out for any teacher-eating girls and they'll have you for breakfast.
But one thing was true about Mrs. Parry. She really did care about the kids at Whitewall.
As we walk from my office, that is Mrs. Parry's, I wish Jeff all of the luck on his probationary year and led him towards Mr. Barsford's room. Home of the timetable. Here we are.
The gigantic timetable was through to the wall. It was so colourful, so meticulous. It was a work of art, like something from the Vatican. A life's hard work had gone into making it.
The nomenclature is fairly straightforward. You will be N. dot Mr. Nixon, and John will be D. dot. As with all of your lessons in the main hall, John review would read N. D. M. H. If you had a first year class, for example, it could read N. D. M. H. Period 1. Fairly simple.
Elementary, Mrs. Parry.
If you have any problems at all, Jeff, please don't hesitate to come up and see me in my office. I'm always available. And don't forget about the Mikado. I know how much drama must be in your blood. It could be your big break.
So I tentatively said yes to a small part in the chorus. Although Mrs. Parry was disappointed that I didn't take Coco, she said I'd certainly enjoy my time in Titty Brew.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Eh?
Sir, I'm lost.
Where should you be?
Well, I don't really know. I
doing biology. But I've been there. 3.1.5.6 have been there with me. Oh, sorry, sir. 3.1.5.6 have been there with Mr. Dean doing history. And he said that I should be in 3.1.D. But I've been there, sir. Class is empty. Sir, I've been looking for my class for 40 minutes.
Well, what have you got next?
I've got PE, sir, in the gym.
Do you know where that is?
Sir.
I suggest that you go and wait there. At least your class will find you.
Right, thanks, sir.
And before you go, do you think you're going to what beat that is?
Right! Quieten down! Quieten down!
Said Maureen Whittam, Girl 2 Humanities, as she hopelessly tried to control the class of 30.
Please be quiet. If you don't keep quiet, I'll have to get Mr. Basford. Shush! Be quiet! Hush!
As I walked through the maze of the school, I heard in so many different types of teaching.
Do not throw the books about! Oh, it's one between three! Now be quiet! Oh, please be quiet!
It was like a menagerie.
Nobody speaks of Mr. Basford's lessons. That's why I have the best maths results in the school. You can't work and talk. Nobody can, not even me, and I'm a genius.
Most classes had some sort of noise coming from them.
Right, said Maureen Whittam, as she hopelessly tried to settle her class.
That is it! I'm going to get Mr. Basford. Oh, silence, that's better.
Mr. Basford's class worked in absolute silence with absolute commitment. He also had the best kids.
Don't let the bastards grind you down. Hit them low and hard, low and hard. Kids expect discipline. If they don't get it in my lessons, they'll get it nowhere.
I arrived at my first lesson 5 minutes late. I took a wrong turn at block 1 and found myself in the physics block. A fifth-year non-exam drama group learned about some stacked chairs in the main hall. 16 of them managed to turn up, but 25 names were on the register. The school hall looked like a youth club. I walked purposefully to the stage.
Oh God, it's him. Dixon.
Got his tune out of drama.
What happened to Mrs. Newgill?
Left.
I hate drama. Only did it for the sky.
Yeah, me too, but this on music.
Oh, you got any sticks? They wouldn't let me do music. Said I was too clumsy.
Got 2 woodbines from Grand.
Oh, give us one a break.
Get a chair. It's in a friendly youth worker type of tone.
What's he saying?
Get a chair, everyone.
Oh, we're not doing any work, are we, sir?
Grab a chair.
Oh, come on, I'll give you some crisps if you give me one.
Can you please get a chair and sit around the stage in a half circle?
How have you been smoking?
Not for money. Why don't you buy some masters to teach yourself?
I am going to.
When?
No, tomorrow.
Could you get us a chair and stop waving them around? I know it's a grab a chair, but you need to swing it across your head.
If I give you one and you don't bring any tomorrow, I'll drop you.
I will, honest, I will.
Oh, then what? I guess I'll give you one.
Right, would you get a chair and come sit on the plaster?
What's he say?
Can you please get a chair?
Who's he think he is? You're going to borrow it, twagging it. Do you know she here? A cousin, is that Redden? I'm going downtown and get a milkshake.
Right, and everyone is ready? Good. I thought I'd start off today by beginning with a very important person in the world of drama, Mr. William Shakespeare. And in particular, a play that you've probably seen but don't realise it, Romeo and Juliet. Which is a tragedy.
And it's the basis for West Side Story, and it's about names arguing. We've done it.
Oh,
We did it with Mrs. Hugo. And we did about 2 tramps who were waiting for somebody but he never turns up. That was boring. And we did Hamlet, about this prince who kills his uncle. And 2 killers were after someone. One of them's a dumb deaf wife. And we've done Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Neighbours, EastEnders, Hello Arthur, Alright My Love, good that. Yeah, what else have we done? Indiana Jones. Oh yeah, Jewel of the Nile. We've done all that recent drama.
the kids have raw potential, but I had to get them into plays. They were a funny bunch, but I think they like me, and I like them. Whittle wasn't so bad.
Sir. 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 Who do we see? E.T. from home!
After the first month, I was beginning to feel fairly confident. I also had my Jackie Prime PE mistress.
Jackie Prime was tall, sun-tanned, bouncy, and an expert at netball and tennis.
She was developing dance in the gym and took an interest in all games.
Morning.
Morning!
How'd the first 11 get on?
Lost 67-0. That other team are in another class, and our captain Oggy Moxon was sent off for spitting.
Who's Oggy Moxon?
Well, he's the best player we've got, but he's a handful.
I see.
Oh, have you tasted the coffee? It's like something brought back from a field trip.
The coffee was... it was 8 pence and forced down by Madge, the tea lady.
We do have our own kettle in the gym. For PE staff only.
Morning.
Morning, Mrs. Parry.
Morning, Mr. Nixon. I hope you're still thinking about the Mikado. I wouldn't want your mind to wander onto other things.
Don't worry, Mrs. Parry. I'll be at rehearsals.
Good to hear, Jeff. Did you know Godber has a farm?
Well, it's not exactly a farm, Mrs. Parry. We do have a pig.
My dear Miss Parry, I have a number of pigs.
One's an old sow.
And geese?
2 geese.
I was doing duty around the back of the canteen and I was attacked by the geese. But I learned how to avoid the smokers, simply look the other way.
Look, I must go. I've got baths. You know, it's fairly obvious where the kids are going to smoke. And if you want to catch them, you can, but if I were you, I just wouldn't go behind the back of the store at all.
Why?
That's Oggy Moxon's patch, and well, all the staff leave Oggy well alone.
And then she left. She's like a breath of fresh air. A bubble in an otherwise flat brew. Oh God. I'm becoming infatuated with Jackie Crown.
Well, Jackie Crown didn't see Nixon as anything at all. When she looked, he wasn't there. It was just another teacher, and she was just being sociable.
You can't sit there. Marcus's seat.
But it'll be good.
That's someone's seat. Frank Collier's.
Someone newspaper?
Oh yeah, that's Dean. He's on the loo.
I can't shut a cheek on the edge of that seat, can I, maybe?
Sorry, Jeff.
Even after 7 weeks, spending a seat in the staff room was a nightmare. I was hoping Mr. Dean that new staff preferred to stand outside in the rain. And Mr. Sawyer's worked at Whitewell for 2 years and has never got a regular seat in the staff room.
I can't believe he's doing this. Look at the timetable. Basford's gone bananas.
I wanted to be down in the gym. I shared a cup of tea with Jackie Crown, but it was a full-on fantasy.
That man doesn't care. He just does not care.
Stop back to movies.
Put me on cover for Mick Edgar's remedial English group. I hate that group, I do.
I know what you mean. Just that Trisha Forshaw. That girl says, "Oh, bore me. One more time, I'll ring her sodding neck."
And they hate me. He knows they hate me. It's not even fair.
You know what she says? We're doing the esophagus. She says, "Miss, the esophagus is one long tube running from mouth to anus." I said, "Good, Trisha. How did you find that out?" She says, "Miss, I went to the dentist. He could tell I got diarrhea." I said, "It's pyorrhea, girl. Pyorrhea. Bleeding gums. I give up on some
Remedial English. Knows I've got a doctorate and puts me on remedial English.
There was another big fight at break. Silly sods.
The cock of Whitehall High School was Bobby Moxon, known to all and sundry as
Oggy Moxon.
There was no doubt at all that Oggy was dangerous. All the teachers gave him a wide berth. Rumour has it that he lost his virginity when he was 10, and that Miss Prime fancied the pants off him.
When Oggy Moxon said shit,
You did.
When he said it was Wednesday,
It was Wednesday. So, one Wednesday, I'm stood outside one of the mobile classrooms. Mr. Dean had sent me out because I told him I thought Peter the Great was a bossy get. Anyway, so I'm stood there with a mood on when Oggy comes past.
Alright, Dale.
Yeah, I knew he fancied me.
What you doing?
Waiting for Christmas, what does it look like?
Having a party at my dad's pub. Wanna come? Most of the Fergie's coming. Should be a good night.
Come then,
I'll see you there.
right?
Oh, and wear something that's easy to get off. You'll look that being.
I hate him! Somebody ought to drop him!
no, all the teachers shit themselves when you have to teach him.
Mrs. Parry omitted to tell me the joys of doing cover. Usually, a student would appear like a ghost of season and present you with a pink slip telling you where to go and who to cover for. Mr. Bastard was in charge of that rota.
Mr. Nixon, Engel Tidot, to cover for tied up, and third year games, and the best of luck.
Right, all third year deadlings from Mr. Fisher's group, shut up. If you want to go and watch the 1974 World Cup final, go to the lecture theatre with Mr. Clark. Those of you who want to play pirates in the gym, go and get changed, and if you don't have kit, I suggest you go and see Mr. Nixon.
A whole line of...
Oh, man, what are you doing? You need glasses on. It's alright. It's alright. Bloody hell. Sorry. Do it again.
A whole line of kids wearing anoraks came forward. Mr. Nixon was staggered. He'd been left to deal with the Pew's cast-offs.
Amongst the throng was the legendary Barry Wobschall. Barry hated sports. He never did games.
Where's your kit?
My shorts don't fit me, sir.
What about you?
Well, sir, my mum put my shorts in the wash, but then because the wash was broken, they got chewed up.
Oh yeah?
It's true, sir, honest.
What about you, Barry Wobschall? Do you have your kit?
No, sir.
He never brings his kit, sir.
I wasn't talking to you, was I, Simran Patterson?
No, sir.
A note, Barry. Have you got a note?
Sir?
Then?
Barry handed him the note. It was small and crumpled, and Barry watched in innocence as Nixon read it.
Please leave 4 pints and a yogurt on Saturday.
Well, it's the only note I could get, sir.
I tried to talk Barry Wobschall into changing his options. His type of humour would have been dynamite in drama, but he wouldn't change. He said he preferred geography because he found it peaceful and he liked copying maps. Thursday, November 9th, staff room. One of my biggest fears was that I was teaching the wrong book at GCSE. I've been teaching the 12th night for 10 weeks when I heard a rumour on the grapevine that the actual set book was The Winter's Tale. Mr. Best put me right on that. He also put me right on some other things too.
Oh yeah, you had a bit of a running with Doug. Don't upset the caretakers, Jeff. They do a great job.
I guess we're all stuck in the same system. Kids, staff, caretakers. How are your kids getting on at St. George's?
Fine.
Do you live out that way?
No, I live in Green Egg Parade.
That's the school's catchment area.
That's right.
Why don't your kids come here?
St George's gets kids into Oxford. 30% get 5 or more GCSEs. 15% get 4 or more here. Parents have the right to choose which school they send their kids to, and I'm choosing.
But St. George's is 10 miles away. It must cost a fortune.
I'm making sure my kids get the best possible education.
And you can afford it. What about kids like Gail Saunders? Can their parents afford to send them to St. George's? No, they can't even afford to pay out for a school trip.
So what? I'm meant to make my kids disadvantaged because others are? Waken up, Jeff. Parents have the right to send kids to the school of their choice.
And kids have a right to a good education, regardless of whether their parents have the ability or willingness to choose for them. Shouldn't we want the best for all kids, not just those whose parents can pay to send them to a good school?
Listen, Mr. Nixon. Listen, Mr. Nixon. So, when you have a family, what would you want for your kids? Would you want them to do drama, say, in an old school hall with no facilities and books sellotaped together? Or would you want them to be in an atmosphere where everything was new and you got what you really wanted? What would you want?
But that's not the point. Surely all schools should be the same. Have the same facilities, have the same cash being readily available. Shouldn't we want the best for all kids? It's not fair. All kids deserve the right to be educated to their potential.
And that's the system we have now. A grade 6 kid is grade 6 potential.
It's bullshit and you know it. Examinations are the framework that we fit our kids into.
Don't talk to me like that, Mr. Nixon.
Don't talk to me like that, you bloody fascist.
I knew what you were as soon as I saw you.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, Ricardo.
What about it?
8 years I've been in that society.
Really stormed off.
Oh, you've had it now, said Maureen with him. She sat listening, thumbing through the Times Ed. Oh, the Basford will make your life a misery. They'll have you uncovered from now till eternity. Nobody calls Basford a fascist and gets away with it. The man's dangerous. I'd be careful tackling him. After all, they're his kids and he can do what he likes.
I felt that I was wrong. That we shouldn't have a fair system. We should let the bright kids get bright and treat the less able kids like rhubarb. Keep them in the dark and shit on them. And everywhere I looked, I could see the difference between dog piss and Holly's grandma's garden and garden parties and the breeze at St. George's. And the truth was that the garden party was what I wanted. What was killing me. And they couldn't even get the hall to teach because of the Christmas carol concerts.
Hey Jeff, look here. Scale 2's going at St George's. Start summer. We're going to have A-level theatre studies, a drama studio, video equipment.
No, I'm not into that.
Oh, you're not planning on staying here, are you, Jeff? Everyone's trying to get out. They call this place Cold It's Up the Country Hall. When you see a hole in the fence, Jeff, go for it. Don't be a mug. I've got an interview in local radio. Here, I'll leave this with you. Mr. Nixon! Hello! Can I go to Mitch?
But come away from the desktops.
Sir?
Just find a space.
Sir, she hit me. Sir, I haven't.
Find a space.
Sir, she has. Sir, when we get back in the hall.
Find a space.
Oh, sir, we're doing the man outside.
Can I go to Mitch?
Sir, we're doing Billy Liar. Sir, she took my pen. Sir, I haven't. Sir, she took my book.
Sir, I